When did you realize you're a horrible person? I realize I'm not happy for people when good things happen to them, because why should they be happy when I'm not? That's when. Upvoted for the absolutely savage honesty and self-realization here. To be fair to you, it is much easier to be happier for people when your own life is in order. I talk shit about people and complain way too much. Like, yes, maybe it wasn't my fault that my roommate or coworker or whoever else was being an ass. But that still doesn't mean everyone else in my life has to know about it. I don't know if it's me needing validation that I'm not the problem in whatever situation I was in. But it really doesn't make you feel better in the long run to tell everyone else how horrible someone else is. It just brings that negativity into other areas of your life and makes you miserable. When it occurred to me that it can't be absolutely everybody else who's the problem. I remember complaining to my dad that I couldn't meet a good woman after a string of failed relationships in my late 20s. Dad goes, "Well, I'm no relationship expert, but if the only thing all those women have in common is you, maybe you're the problem." Did you take it to heart? Make any changes? Find long-lasting love? Believe it or not, I actually started going to therapy. 2 years of it changed my life. Happily married 15 years now. Back about maybe 5 years ago, I realized I was a fucking bully. I would put people down for no reason. Found a flaw in them, I pointed it out. I hid it under the fact that I was just brutally honest, until someone had the guts to tell me I'm not brutally honest, I'm just a bitch. Props to them. When someone bigger and badder than me at my job started treating me this way, I had a huge self-realization moment. I did not like who I was. I knew where it came from and why I had turned into that, and I worked on it. I ended up now at the human being people will constantly call selfless and kind, a good person. I'm not doing it to hear those, but they help. I'll go out of my way to compliment someone in hopes that they hear at least one good thing that day. I never want to be called a bully again. I never want to think with all the suicides happening that I may have been the cause. I've gone back to people I treated horribly and offered up the sincerest apology for my actions. When you take a look at yourself in the mirror and realize you would not want to hang out with or love you, then it's time for a change. I'm forever thankful that this is who I am now. I live with 2 people who have autism, my husband and my son, and they truly are brutally honest. They do insult me frequently through their honest observations, but they also compliment me the same way. If a person is truly someone who is brutally honest, then, statistically speaking, they should be handing out just as many random compliments as random insults. I think I might be an eater of joy. I'm so utterly boring, but also filled with anxiety that I think impacts on other people's pleasure. People like me at first, then drift away. I have exactly 0 friends. I just can't seem to keep people in my life, so I think I must be the problem. Nope to ADHD. Yes to depression, anxiety and history of abuse, abandonment, shit childhood stuff, no parents. Yes to stable marriage. I'm also a mom working hard to break the cycle. My shit stays contained, that's why I chat shit on here, see a therapist. I do reach out to people. I am the one that plans, asks questions, makes the effort, remembers birthdays, etc. I make initial friendships really easily, then I lose people. They just don't pull their weight at all or they ghost me. They just don't want to know anymore. Half the problem is I live in a community of people that don't share interests in me or the stuff I like. I do the heavy lifting, giving their interests time and space, but mine are ignored. I guess sometimes I feel like I must be an energy drain or a joy killer. No matter what effort I make, it isn't enough for people. So I've stopped making the effort. I'm trying to just be me. Trying to stop crucifying myself over their opinions. Oh, and no, I don't vocalize my anxieties. I come from a really complicated and shitty background, however, and I think people get to know me and can't be bothered with my baggage. I don't want them to carry it, or even talk about it much. But I can't avoid being real about my situation. It's so unusual. I don't have many normal talking points to share with people, so maybe I'm a bit of a scary proposition. What shit will come up next? Growing up, I realized that some people are genuinely positive and nice. It's in their eyes. It's something you really can't fake. I never had that, in me or my family. But I'm fighting every day to have it. Leaving my family is a start. My ex told me she never realized how miserable she was with me. I looked at our relationship from her side and realized that I wasn't giving 100%. I judged her a lot. only went to sea when I wanted to, stopped taking her on dates, let myself go a bit, and blamed her for not making me feel attractive anymore. A lot of things that I'm working on fixing right now, not to win her back but to just feel better about myself. I realized how little others wanted to spend time with me, and went from there. I grew up in an abusive home with a narcissistic mother, so I suspected that I was taught some bad traits by then. I was deep in an LSD trip while drunk and spent 1,000 years going over how I got to this spot. I came out a different person and haven't touched any drugs, alcohol since. So, LSD cured your assholiness and made you quit alcohol? Hey, race the evidence we all need. LSD is good for ya. Free LSD for everyone. Okay, but seriously, that's gotta be the best trip ever. It had an actual positive impact on your life. That's really good. I hate when Reddit talks about LSD because if all you do is read here and not actually live life, you'll come away thinking you're 100% gonna have some life-changing epiphany that will make you whole and fix your life. It won't. You'll see colors and have an amazing time and act like an idiot. Sometimes worse. Sometimes better. It is not some magic fucking substance that fixes everything wrong with you. You actually have to work for that. Just thinking about all the people I was needlessly mean to in my youth, whether as a kid, teen, or young adult, even for the sake of a shitty joke, and going back thinking I should reach out to these people to apologize decades later is probably just all too late, and would be just awkward to do, and that I left a lasting impression on these people that I was an a-hole bully. The 5 sentences message I could send on Facebook wouldn't be proper amends for the distress I caused each of them. So I feel the best thing to do is be as kind as I can to people as much as I can for the rest of my days. I think the awareness you have is admirable. You made the right call. I wouldn't want to hear from past bullies. At the same time, it would make me happy to think of them growing and becoming healthier and more kind. Sometimes the best you can do is let your changed behavior be the apology. Around 2 or 1 year ago, while I was doing the dishes, I started thinking about some old relationships, and I discovered that I broke many hearts. I was sometimes indifferent, acted cruelly, and took advantage of some people's love for me. Note, I'm not proud. Discovering such a thing in yourself will not make you happy about yourself. I was told that. I have tell my other friends that don't know you, that you are a good guy. The nicest a-hole you will ever know. I wore that shit like a badge of honor. I slowly just started to be an a-hole. It came to a head at work, and I realized that this is not who I want to be. It has taken a while to break the habit of being who I was. When I realized that I could easily ghost anyone in my life. I've moved and changed my number and completely started over a few times. Yes, I've kept in touch with most family members. For now. When I realized I was struggling with empathy towards others. I feel towards animals or those I perceive to be the little guy. But an average person I struggled to empathize with. Also, it's hard to conversate with people about the mundane things. Like it's really a struggle to hear people talk about their day. I'm quick to write people off. Any ounce of them being questionable, gaslighting or dishonesty, I'm out. No time for this. I feel like this is a shitty trait of mine. When my immediate response to my own inner thoughts became, "This is why I'll be in purgatory," I did stuff my horrible dad did. I was 16 working at a supermarket collecting carts when I saw a $50 bill on the ground. So I put it in my pocket. 30 minutes later, walking the store, I heard a lady on a payphone very upset talking to her husband about losing the money. I knew I should return it, but $50 was 3/4 or my weekly check, so I kept it and bought weed. This was 1997. I've done other horrible things, but most were over 20 years ago, and I've really worked on being an honest and decent person. It feels better. Now that you're asking, I'm realizing that I'm not all that nice of a person. Do you have anything to say? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one.